Every hour on the hour, when we listen and gain our knowledge and power, we turn to the no bullshit hour.
No bullshit. No bullshit. No bullshit.
Public, let's just start breaking this. Dub or bullshit. Dub or bullshit.
No bullshit.
Where's the ashtray?
Oh.
I think they're trying to give us a hint.
Don't move the ashtray. People down in here moving the ashtray. Can't work in these kind of conditions.
Welcome, everybody. We'll just edit that out.
No, we won't.
Okay. No bullshit news hour where everything seems to come true, doesn't it?
It really has lately, yeah.
We got Dionne Warwick locked up in the closet with a couple of her psychic friends.
What's this say? Fix the shit? They're not fixing the shit.
Nope.
Detroit floods, Grosse Pointe floods. We'll find out why they flooded. With Candace Miller, what is it? She's the Macomb County Public
Works Commissioner.
The drain director.
Yeah.
Used to be a congresswoman, the smartest one there. And before that, the Secretary of State of Michigan. She is like fantastic. Really glad she's going to be. Yes, ma'am.
The woman who's getting things done.
Yeah.
That's weird.
There's nothing more sexy than a woman unclogging a drain.
And cleaning out the mob.
Hey, you know what? With Derek Kevra, a Fox 2 meteorologist, one of just the best guys I know, period. You got to tell us, historically, was this Noah's flood? Was it? Because Macomb got the same amount of rain as Detroit got. Macomb didn't flood.
I didn't see
What
Noah.
is going on with the infrastructure? Remind me to ask Candace, Biden's going to kick out $1.2 trillion in infrastructure money?
Yeah.
Anybody know for what exactly?
Great question.
Is there anything
where it's
written
going?
down specifically, or are we going to hand it to Mayor Doo-Doo Duggan to blow, to squander,
More speed bumps.
right? And we're going to talk about him because he just got caught out on that demolition. Told ya. 4,000 houses. They don't know where the dirt came from. Remember, Red was out there in his scuba suit and his oven mitts?
Yeah.
Homemade radiation
And
suit.
where Karen and Red live, poison lots, and they didn't tell anybody. And now he's getting married
Aw, that's nice.
to his squeeze, the doctor. Now we can call her the concubine. We can.
Yeah.
Because now they're getting married. When he said there was no special treatment for her with public money way back then. Turns out, you know what the Attorney General said?
What'd he say?
There's no law against handing out favors to your friends. What?
What?
That's what she
Seriously?
We'll get to that.
can't-
That's
oh, wow.
bullshit.
Okay, that is bullshit.
All right, I say I'm on the record. Kilpatrick deserved to be in prison. Trump's getting raided right now,
Yeah.
his organization, for tax fraud. But you can commit, I don't know, I don't want to call it fraud, but you can funnel money to your girlfriend for programs that don't work, Red?
Huh.
All right, so
the promotion, Charlie, because you wrote a piece in Deadline Detroit. Didn't she also get a promotion?
oh yeah. The day
She did?
the day that the Free Press got the freedom of information, got the documents, and found out Duggan was not telling the truth, and she did get preferential treatment and a lot of help from the city.
Yeah.
Quietly, Wayne State University made her, I think, vice president. She got a huge raise because you know what Wayne State is? It's a graft pit. It's a graft pit for Wayne County in Detroit, and you see everybody moves into there.
And you know what the matchmaker Bob Carmack is up to, right?
Oh yeah, Bob Carmack, the guy that
Matchmaker.
put the tail on Mike Duggan for his booty call. You know, Midnight Mike going over to the doctor's house. Now we can say it because it's true. Bob Carmack will be joining us with 2 electronic tethers on his ankles. He's now got an airplane with banners. He's flying around over the, what is that?
Rocket Mortgage Classic
Yeah,
in
the
Detroit.
Detroit Golf Club. Yeah, so now he's still throwing punches. But
They
anyway,
get those ankle bracelets out in matching pairs, huh? I didn't know that.
let me get it before we go to Derek Kever to find out about the rain. A couple words from our sponsors. While Red reminds you all to
Fix the shit.
And share.
Share.
We're going to sit here to you. Share. Infrastructure, big deal. But anyway, the No Bullshit News Hour, as always, brought to you by American Coney, Detroit's oldest family-run restaurant and birthplace of the famous Detroit Coney dog, chili, mustard, and Vidalia onions. Don't be a child. Don't put ketchup on. Downtown at the corner of Lafayette and Michigan Avenue. Can't miss it. It's the red, white, and blue building, open from 11 to 3 on Monday through Thursday, open till midnight on Fridays and Saturdays, and 12 to 6 on Sundays. And we'll be open longer if anybody wants a job. Come on down. They do medical. They pay. Oh, you want a job?
I might be there soon.
There you go. Got you one, Grace. There you go.
Tired of Uber.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. But we're going to rig up your car with cameras. We're going to do, when
I can go out there now and then for that. Other than that, I'd rather sling hot dogs.
Okay, so listen, or, look, send a Coney kit to your friends, your family, a dozen dogs with all the fixings right to your grill. Go to AmericanConeyIsland.com for that. And you have to share.
Share.
Thank you. ADR, it's really simple. ADR consultants are the ones you call when you need to get something done right, on time and on budget. Let's say you're in charge of a big pumping station in the east side of Detroit. And let's say, the power went out. And we forgot to have someone sitting there in case the power went out.
That's a lot.
No one has a key to the gate. And Grosse Pointe's flooding out. And Detroit's flooding out. Red, did your house flood?
Oh, yes, it did.
Karen, did yours?
Yeah, the basement, the garage. I mean, we minimized the damage. But yeah, we had some water coming in. My sister, on the other hand, who's a little farther east, closer to Grosse Pointe, had probably about 3 or 4 feet of water in her basement. So everything is at a total loss.
This is goddamn awful. How much can we take around here? We got the worst power grid, right? The wires, DTE. Detroit floods every time it rains. Every time. Mm-hmm. The freeways are a mess. The hospitals are a mess. The nursing homes are a mess. Fix the shit, people. We need us a Candace Miller. Anyway, or you call ADR, right? Construction, deconstruction, demolition, rehab, project management, owner rep services, technology deployments. Get it done the way it should be done and without excuses. Ethical, honest, smart. Call Barry Ellentuck for a free consultation, 248-318-9424. Mike Duggan, he's got a set of skeleton keys if you can't get people out to the water plant.
What a disaster.
Give me some Luke Nowacki music, please. Now, I don't know about you, Candace. I know you're a public servant, but this is Maurice Davis, city councilman for the 2nd Ward of Flint. Also king of the party blues. Listen to this.
Security and investment.
If you're not among the ruling elite who can make your pals' pockets fat off the taxpayers' back, if you actually work for a living, you're going to have to provide for your own retirement and theirs. And the new water pumps.
Security.
And all the federal betting going on in Wayne State, you're going to have to pay for that too.
Paying for everything.
If you have questions whether you're on the right track, call financial specialist Luke Nowacki at 248-663-4748. Grow your assets from annuities to individual retirement accounts to college savings plans to good old stocks and bonds. Gold? I don't know. Bitcoin? Beats me. Make the call now. Your politicians and your children are dependent on you. Luke Nowacki, 248-663-4748.
Matter of fact, tell me King to stop by. After all that, I'm talking about Royal Alliance Associates Incorporated.
That's a Grammy.
It's great.
Yeah, that is actually, I need him to make me a commercial.
That's a Stone Cold groove.
Can I ask Red and Karen a question right off the bat regarding their flooding?
Before you do that, with us today is going to be Derek Kevra. I always want to say chief meteorologist, but he's not that.
He's just a good dude.
He's just really good.
Nice. He's such a nice guy.
He's the best meteorologist. He's the best meteorologist going in America.
He's definitely the best one on our show today.
Well, okay. Are we going to argue with that?
I just wondered, Red and Karen, how mad you were when you see these politicians talking after the flood saying, it's global warming, it's infrastructure, instead of maybe providing some guidance how to clean up your basements, maybe some financial help.
Well, I had the pleasure of coming from out of town to this little debacle. And the sad part is while I was out of town in St. Louis, Missouri, me and my family are sitting there talking about the flooding that's going on here in Detroit because it made national news.
Was it raining in St. Louis?
Every single day.
In a sheet?
every day.
And they're next to the mighty Mississippi.
I ain't see one flooded basement, freeway, none of that.
How are the roads over there?
Beautiful.
Power lines stay up?
Yeah, did not lose power at all.
So
And
it
I
didn't
was
go
everywhere.
dark. You didn't bend your rims.
Nope.
The sewer caps didn't blow up. Not in St. Louis. Huh?
Not in the Lou.
See, look the fuck, man.
Y'all might be calling me St. Louis Red in a minute because this shit keeps up. I don't know if I can take it too much longer.
Mississippi Red. Mississippi
Mississippi,
Red.
that's got a nice ring to it.
Okay, so no help. You guys making phone calls, Karen? I mean, can you get through to anybody?
I'm not asking anybody for anything because I know it's a joke, first
Right.
of all. And second of all, for me, I mean, I'm a lifelong Detroiter. I'm just tired of seeing the same thing, hearing the same promises, and not seeing any results over the years. And I'm more disappointed that we continue to allow this. It's okay. Like, we're on to the next thing. We're all excited that, the mayor's made an announcement that he's getting married, and everybody's excited about this lottery that the governor's
guy's
rolled
a
out.
bitch.
But we're not looking at the things that impact our quality of life. I don't care about a lottery. I wish the mayor well. I hope he's happy, but that has nothing to do with me or the thousands of people that were negatively impacted as a result of what I'm hearing of negligence as it relates to managing a rainfall.
Let's
we were
find
jokingly
out.
saying, why didn't they download the Fox 2 weather app so that they knew it was going to rain?
Yeah, Derek Cameron could have told. What are you listening to, Channel 7? Everybody know you don't listen to Channel 7.
I want to say this, though, too. What I'm pissed about most is that we have made a couple calls, and I've seen some postings. They're not even protecting us as a consumer in the city from price gouging. Cleanup companies are charging up to $2,500, $3,000, $4,000 to come in when we dealing with residents that are already cash strapped to pay an astronomical ass water bill that ain't doing shit for us.
Right on. Now, we said the best street reporter in Michigan, after me, comedian Detroit Red, to his own basement and surrounding communities, Grosse Pointe and up and down the street. And this is what he filed.
Look here, I've been in St. Louis, Missouri for the last 4 days. They had rain every single goddamn day, including the day I left, and still getting rain now. I didn't see no flooding. I didn't see no backup floods on the freeways. Nobody basements getting flooded. But yet, I get back home and apparently done had 4 to 6 inches worth of rainwater in my goddamn basement, which has never flooded before. Upon seeing this, I decided to roll around and see how bad it really was since I wasn't here. And it's people's basements being cleared out whole blocks because Mayor Doodoo and his merry band of shitlets apparently ain't doing their job here. So don't come on telling me about no bullshitting ass historic storms when the reality is you motherfuckers ain't doing your job. The infrastructure is garbage here in Wayne County. Y'all do not fix and take care of us. And somebody needs to be held accountable. I'm not depending on no fucking FEMA to come in here and fix something that should have been fixed. Out of $650 million of overtaxation to the property owners in this city, and you claim you couldn't give it back because it was spent, I need to see fucking receipts. Because apparently it was not spent on infrastructure. The whole point of this is that I am fucking tired of the lackluster, incompetent, thieving ass politicians and officials that's been running this city into the ground for now well over damn near 2 decades. Quit telling me about bullshit that do not matter. Quit telling me about bullshit that don't make sense. Because I'm checking the bullshit and it don't add up. The numbers are not clear. So Mayor Doodoo and your merry band of shitlets need to answer to this. Y'all need to explain to us here in the city how basements that's never flooded before all of a sudden got flooded. And it ain't cause of no goddamn historical storm. We tired of the excuses. We tired of the stealing. We tired of the poisoning. We tired of the bullshit. Fix the shit.
Well, we'll just edit that in case our guests are a little. Let's welcome in Derek Kevrin, Fox 2 meteorologist. How are you, brother? Good to see you.
Hey, Charlie. Hey, what's going on? You, Mark, Karen, Red. What's up, guys?
Hey,
What's
man.
up? What's up?
Right to the point here. Was this the storm of 500 years? Has anything been similar to this, brother?
Yes. So I think the most recent one to this, and look, this was a big rain event. There's no question about that. Area wide, it's like 1.5 to 8 inches of rain in 24 hours. That is a lot of water, and you can't really argue that point.
No.
But I will say that it has happened, and as recently as 2014. I think a lot of us remember that. We had up to 6.5 inches just 7 years ago.
Yep.
What do we have in the last Friday to Saturday, that 24 hours? We can't get a straight number. I know you've got one. How much did Detroit get?
I got them. Yeah, so Detroit City Airport is probably our best bet for looking in that region, and it was 4.74 inches of rain in 24 hours.
In 24 hours.
All that was in my basement.
So that's 24 hours. The system should be able to handle that.
I would think.
We'll ask Candace Miller, because Derek, what did Macomb County get in that time frame?
So Macomb, I got the map up on my screen right here. So Macomb County, anywhere between 2.5 and 4 inches. It looks like kind of near St. Clair Shores was close to about 3.6 inches.
Okay, so an inch less.
Yeah, it is. It was definitely Wayne County that caught the most. I'm looking at the interactive map, and the bullseye really kind of extends from Ypsilanti through Dearborn, Detroit. Those are the spots that saw the most in 24 hours. And those are also the spots that saw the most in the entire weekend, because Friday was obviously the big day, but it rained Saturday and Sunday too.
Yes. What did Washtenaw County get in that time period there?
So
let's round up. We'll say Macomb got 4, Detroit got 5, and Washtenaw got...
Yeah, Ypsilanti was over a 3-day period, 6.76 inches for Ypsi. Ann Arbor with 5.6 inches.
Any reports of mass flooding in those areas?
I do not see any reports in those areas, no.
Huh.
Interesting. It's crazy.
And this being characterized, what other years? Like, wasn't 2000 a big year?
Yeah, so the last 5 big floods that we had include this year, 2021. We had a big one in 2014. We had a big one in 2000. And I think that there's a lot of people that might remember that one, because that was a big flooding event that happened at a Lions home game in Pontiac. And there was some mass flooding for that one in 2000. Then 1986. And before that, you'd probably say 1968.
So this isn't odd, right? I mean, we see these episodes 10, 20 years. I know it's been 7 years now, but 13 years before that, it was about 15 years, right? So, I mean, it's not out of the ordinary.
It is fair to say that this was a very large rain event. There's no question about that. I looked at the numbers. I went through the last 125 years, and I found that we picked up in this region, our records, over 2.5 inches of rain. It happened about 30 times. So you're looking at maybe every about 3-4 years or so where we get over 2.5 inches of rain in one 24-hour period. This, though, does rank as one of the larger events in that span.
But you knew a lot of rain was coming, right, before it came?
Yeah, we had the way that the models were shaping up is it looked like this was going to set up right over top of us. This is a big type of weather pattern that happens with tropical systems, where it does a thing that's called training. And it's as simple as, like, if you think of a train on train tracks, it just keeps rolling along the same area. And that's a big problem. It often happens during hurricanes and stuff like that. But when it happens, you know you're in for a big flooding event. And we were aware that this was going to be happening. So,
Did you broadcast it on television, with the big flashing severe weather warning? Like, let me do it. Hi, this just in. Severe weather for Macomb, Washtenaw, Wayne County. Take cover now. It's going to rain.
Charlie, if you get too good at that, you might be stealing my job soon enough, so watch out.
I can never get the green screen right, bro.
It's backwards. It's all backwards, buddy.
And they don't write any of that stuff down.
Really? That's good.
They actually, what you're seeing is they're just riffing.
Oh, like a comedian.
Yeah, and they love the severe weather,
No,
not
way
damage. Remember the tornadoes all over the place?
Yeah.
This guy went for 3 straight hours, and I'm texting him going, Emmy! Emmy! Did you get an Emmy?
No, but that doesn't matter. So that, when it, with those types of big severe weather events, like this weekend, this Saturday, we had that tornado warning that was for Livingston County. What we do here at Fox is we go on as soon as the warning happens. We stay on until the threat is over. So, that could take 45 minutes. It could take 3 hours. We just do it until it's done.
But you knew it was coming, so I would assume maybe a few days before, this is maybe something that people in charge would know that, hey, this is going to be a lot of rain. Let's prepare for it.
I can't. I would hope so. I don't know. I can't speak to that. I don't know.
The answer's yes,
what they're looking at. I mean, when we forecast it, and we talk about the severity of it, severe weather possible in the next 24 hours. This is the main threat. Flooding was the main threat. I can just report on what I reported on.
Let me put it this way. I think I knew that Thursday that the weekend was going to be a lot of rain.
But Fox 2 has promos for its weather. They have a window washer. They have, I think, a guy that does recreation. So all these people are saying, hey, I've downloaded the Fox 2 weather app so I will know how to adjust my business. So obviously there are people that know when weather impacts what they do, they pay attention to the weather.
I bet you Candace has the Fox 2 weather app.
I will tell you, we were watching the weather in Macomb County.
That's my point.
In our public works. We were all watching the weather. We knew it was going to rain. We didn't understand exactly how much rain was coming or the intensity of the rainfall, but we knew it was going to be a bad rain, an unusual amount of rain. And we were trying to be as absolutely prepared as we possibly could.
We always
do.
Were you watching?
Guess what happens in Michigan?
Were you watching? Were you watching Derek Kevra?
Pardon me?
Were you watching Derek Kevra on Fox 2 News?
We watch everybody. We're non-discriminatory here.
Good answer.
Everybody stop this.
What a politician.
Good answer.
But you watch Derek first. And then you
run
switch
for
to
Congress.
Yeah, exactly, Karen.
Well, the most key thing I heard in Miss Miller's response was, we were prepared.
We're going to get to her. We're going to find out all about that. But we're going to give our brother Derek here the last word. What's the weather going to be this weekend, bro?
I think we're going to have a really nice weekend. Friday, Saturday look pretty good. Sunday's going to get hot again, back up to nearly 90 degrees. But I took all the rain out of the weekend forecast, and that includes Monday. So I think we're going to have a dry stretch leading us through the holiday.
Listen to this guy. He's got the power of the Almighty.
What a pro.
Yeah, I took rain out.
Right.
I decided there's not going to be any rain.
Good. Maybe my basement will finally dry out.
So in case weather changes as it does in Michigan, we should stay tuned so we'll know, because if those changes are coming, you will report them.
Yeah, and Karen and Red, I'm so sorry that your guys' basements flood. That just sucks. I mean, I was in East Dearborn yesterday taking a look at some of the stuff, and it's just terrible.
Yeah.
I feel awful for everybody.
Oh,
and
don't
I'm sorry
worry.
you
I
guys are
blamed
dealing
you
with that.
immediately. I always blame the weatherman first.
Yeah,
no, thank you.
And you know what? I tell you what, Derek, this week, if you're not doing anything, I'm christening my new yacht down at the club. If you got any time, why don't you come on over and mow my lawn?
Yeah, you got it, buddy. I got the in-laws in town, so I'll bring everybody along. I'm sure that'll be a good time.
Sounds great. Hey, I bet your mother-in-law was something before electricity, huh? This is Caddyshack, folks.
Yeah, I know. I knew the,
Thank you.
The quote. Yeah.
All right, man. Really, thanks for the insight. That's much appreciated, and it set the record straight.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Derek. Wow. So, yeah, should have been prepared.
We should have been prepared. It was a heavy weather event, not unheard of, not the storm of 500 years like the governor's saying, not the storm of 100 years like the mayor's saying. They're overdoing it because they're panhandling to FEMA because we don't have the money to help Red and Karen.
Of course. Yeah.
This is
What a joke.
Well, anyway.
It shouldn't have happened in the first place.
Public Works Commissioner Candace Miller's with us. Hi, Candace.
Hello, Charlie.
What happened Friday in Macomb?
Well, we think we had about 4 inches of rain, which is a very, very heavy rain event. But, you know, we have our major pump station is right at 9 Mile and Jefferson in St. Clair Shores. It's called our Chapatin Pump Station. And in the early morning hours during the rain event, about 2 o'clock in the morning, we had to open what we call our emergency discharge bypass, which we have not used since I have been here. So it's highly unusual that you would ever open this thing. But the reason we had to do that is because we think And I'm asking for an independent investigation as to what actually happened. But I'm talking specifically.
Wait, pause right there. Pause.
Connor.
Pause. Breaking news. Hold on. Hold on. This is our sound effect. Breaking news. Public Works Commissioner of Macomb County, Candace Miller, calling for an independent investigation as to what happened at the Connor Creek plant in Detroit. Please continue, madam.
Yes, we are. I am. And here's why. Because the Connor Creek pump station, right at Connor and Jefferson, is a huge station that, and the pipe runs all the way along Jefferson. So that station something happened down there. All the pumps were not running as they should have been. And as a result of that, many of the pumps, if not all of them, or at least most of them, shut down. And when that happened, they were sort of offline. So we're upstream in St. Clair Shores and in Macomb County. So all of that started to back up. It backs up along Jefferson into the Jefferson-Chalmers area where they had extensive flooding. It keeps backing up along Jefferson into the Grosse Pointe where they had extensive flooding. And then it backed up to, there's a big pump station at Martyr Road. Kip Walby, who's the mayor of St. Clair Shores, runs another association. They shut down the Martyr Road pump, which they needed to do. And they communicated to us that they were shutting that down. And then we had to do something at the Chapaton pump station because then it backed up to 9 Mile and Jefferson. So we turned on this discharge. If we had not done that, all of the flooding that you're seeing would have happened in St. Clair Shores and East Point, but it did not. I mean, we had a handful of basements flood, and that's too bad, but we didn't have thousands. We did not have that happen.
So we
have 3 enormous pumps at the Chapaton pump station. We were prepared. We don't ever, I shouldn't say ever, but almost never that all 3 are running. But that night, all 3 of our pumps were running and we were discharging. Our pumps were all alarming. So the alarms were going off because all 3 pumps were overheating. And the building was literally shaking. And there's a big manhole right in our driveway, which blew up into the air. So I'm just trying to explain to you how much pressure was going through that pump station. But our guys did their job. First of all, they were on site, not waiting to get into the plant. We were prepared. We had people on site.
Wait, what? Wait. What are you? Wait. Are you saying at Connor Creek, it wasn't manned? The plant?
I don't know what happened there.
What'd you hear?
I have heard people say that they pulled up to see what was going on, and people were sitting in a truck outside of the gate because the gate, with the electricity out or whatever happened, the gate was closed. Let me tell you what, if that happened at our plant, run the darn truck through the gate. Who cares about the gate and the truck? Get the pumps going. Or better yet, be in the plant during the event.
Yeah.
So I'm not accusing anybody yet, but that is why I'm saying that the Great Lakes Water Authority, of which Macomb County is a member, so we have standing to ask these questions. The Great Lakes Water Authority needs to have an independent investigation, not somebody that works for them, some consulting engineer that works for them, or ever will work for them. You can't have Jesse James guarding a darn train. You need an independent source to figure out what happened there. And then secondly, they probably need an operational audit so they can run the plant properly. Because I can guarantee you one thing, it's going to rain again sometime.
Are you sure about that?
Prepared.
It rained really badly. Derek told us as much. What the plant shut down looks like could be nobody was in it. I know back in 2014, the last flood, they had to manually turn the pumps on. And there was no...
I don't know who was there.
I'm just saying upgrades were made to it.
First of all, were the pumps totally ready for the rain event? Were they prepared? Every one of their pumps should have been tested, make sure that all the pumps are running, and they needed to have a backup plan, redundancy. So you need to have generators. Do they have generators? I don't know.
Do you
I
have
don't know
backup?
exactly what happened. All I know is they
Candace,
shut
does
down.
Macomb County have backup power?
Yes, of course. That's pretty fundamental. You're running a pump station. And you know what else happens in a heavy rain event and in a storm? The power might go out. Newsflash. You might have a power outage.
Are these pumps?
Better make sure you have redundancy in your power source.
Are these pumps always somehow on, or do they have to be manually or automatically? Do they automatically activate when there's a certain amount of water? I mean, I'm asking, like, is it, something that automatically kicks on when there when there's rain? I mean, how does that work? I mean, or does it depend on human awareness to say, hey, it's going to rain?
How does it work? How does it work?
It depends on both, Karen. I mean, your pumps are going depending on how much water you have in the station, right? What's happening with how much precipitation you have. You get to a certain, like I tell you down at Chappatown, we have 3 pumps. So, you've got maybe 1 pump running in a normal rain event. And then it gets, more rain it gets, the more of the pumps go on. So, it's pretty fundamental. Got more water, you got to run more pumps.
What else?
But it was very unusual for us to run all 3 pumps the way that we did. And what was very unusual was the emergency bypass to discharge.
Why didn't Detroit? They have an emergency bypass. Detroit must have an emergency bypass as well. All these major pump houses would. I
don't know. I do not know. I have to say, I honestly don't know what Detroit has or what the Grosse Pointes have. I only know what we have. And we had ours wide open for 4 or 5 hours, and our neighborhoods did not flood.
So let's assume that no one's manning it. I know you want the investigation, but they're sitting outside a locked gate. Pure incompetence, poor infrastructure. But if they were manning it, and with this bad infrastructure, would we see everybody flooded the way it is? In other words, how much of it is incompetence by the management and how much of it is just poor infrastructure, in your opinion?
Well, it's difficult for me to say without knowing the whole story. That's why you got to have an independent investigation. But certainly, if everything was running optimally, I do not believe you would have had anywhere near as much flooding. I don't even know how much flooding you would have had. You might probably have some because it was a lot of rain. But nothing like what we're seeing. And those pictures that I just watched on your B-roll there of driving up and down the streets with all this garbage out in front of people's houses. Honestly, it's one thing, I shouldn't say this, but many of the people in Grosse Pointe, it's terrible what happened, but they probably have enough financial resources to recover. Seeing those same pictures in the city of Detroit, it makes you want to cry. It's terrible what has happened
What
there.
we're doing to
And
each other.
it's
For
very
the record.
which is why we need to find out what happened.
For the record, calls were made to the Great Lakes Water Authority and the Detroit Water and Sewerage Department, and we're waiting for a call back. So if you want to come on and explain it, because we don't have a genuine answer. You're hearing it from the Macomb County Public Works Director, Commissioner, whatever the new title is. She ran the mob.
Well, the Detroit Water and Sewer Department does not run the Counter Creek plant.
They do not,
so
no.
That is the Great Lakes Water Authority.
That's right. But
They
don't
need
you
to
find
answer.
it interesting that they got Gary Brown, head of Detroit Water and Sewage, fronting the questions on this? It's all really strange.
Who runs it?
Which begs the question, look, Macomb County takes care of Macomb County drains, right? That's how it works.
Yeah.
Detroit takes care of Detroit. Wayne takes care of Wayne. Oakland takes care of Oakland. Candace, I saw you during COVID wearing your worker bee outfit, taking plastic and garbage out of the sewers, cleaning them, testing for COVID. You cleaned the Clinton River, the watershed. You put the maintenance into the pipes, did you not?
Well, we're all talking about what happened with the flooding in some of the basements, but that's not the only place that got water, right? I mean, we had water all over the region. And in Macomb County, we have had a very aggressive, comprehensive drain maintenance and clean-out program for the last 4.5 years. So we've been cleaning out, a lot of sedimentation that's in the enclosed sewers, storm sewers. so that they have capacity in the heavy rainfall. We've been cleaning out, as you mentioned, a lot of different sections of like the North Branch of the Clinton River and, all kinds of woody debris and junk and garbage and mucking them all out and excavating them out so that the drains work properly. Huh. So we had a lot of areas and neighborhoods in Macomb County. They got a lot of water, but they drained. It might have taken 24 hours for the water to go away, but it's gone. It went away because our drains are working here. Even up in the northern part of our county, people were telling me, what are you spending money on drains up there for? Well, we have a big agricultural area in the northern part of Macomb County. What an economic devastation it would have been for our farmers if all those crops would be underwater. They're not.
That is so sexy. I mean, that's hot. This chick's cleaning the drains. She's snaking the drains. Go figure.
But Carly, that's strategy. That's what leadership does. You cannot, and I say this about people individually, and I certainly say this about leaders. You cannot just think about a decision and how it impacts you. You've got to think about the peripheral impact that your decision or lack thereof will have on others. So that's what's supposed to happen. And here, that's not what's happening.
Well, let's see. She's competent. She knows Washington. She knows Lansing. She knows infrastructure. Madam Miller, if offered a run as lieutenant governor on the Republican ticket, say with James Craig, would you accept that nomination for lieutenant governor to show him sort of how things work, where the washroom is, etc.?
So what about those Detroit Tigers, Charlie? Doing pretty darn good.
Breaking news! Breaking news! Breaking news! Oh, come on, Mark.
I'm looking for it.
We'll fix it in post.
There it is. No, he won't.
The most competent woman in Michigan politics did not say no to a run.
I am very happy where I am.
I'm sure you are.
What? I think I'm making an impact. Hopefully, I'm making an impact.
Is that a definite no?
In Macomb County. I intend to die in Macomb County. I love Macomb County. So I'm just trying to do my thing down here.
I think you would be perfect.
Let me ask a question on her behalf. Let me intervene here. Why does she have to settle for lieutenant governor? If she were going to run, why wouldn't she seek out the Republican nomination?
Because.
Okay, all right, you guys, we're here to talk about
Wait a minute.
Infrastructure.
I'll tell you why. Because it's political water cooler talk, and everybody knows Candace Miller has served this great nation and doesn't want the headache of having to run all the big stuff, but.
Charlie,
I'm just explaining
from a gender standpoint, and you certainly know we have the utmost.
Karen, you're not helping me pin her into a corner here.
Giving her an out.
Don't let her weasel away. Is that a maybe, madam? Okay, we'll move along.
Moving along.
There is an airplane scandal, a Florida airplane scandal, in Candace Miller's background.
Uh-oh.
You want to hear this?
I would love to.
Yeah, she and her husband used to take the jets down to Florida.
I'm outraged.
A jet that he built from a kit.
How dare?
He built a jet in his garage that they flew after he got back from Vietnam as a fighter pilot. Is that correct, madam?
That is correct. My husband built this little airplane that was a bullet. It did look like a jet, but it was only 2 passengers. So he told me, he said, Candace, I'm going to have somebody paint on the side here, Don Miller, pilot. And I go, well, if you do that, then under me, it's going to say Candace Miller, aircraft commander. So we couldn't agree on that.
So we have to give her the title of brave, too, because I'm not flying in nothing built in nobody's garage.
My husband was an excellent pilot. He flew fighter jets in Vietnam. He flew fighters for the Air National Guard. And I always felt much safer flying with him. Because I knew the pilot didn't just have a couple of rum and cokes.
Right.
He was a great pilot.
He's no John Denver.
All right. Well, he filled the tank all the way up with gas.
All right. Well, madam, really, thank you very much for the insight. Thank you for the good work that you do on behalf of everybody.
Get those investigations going.
Yes, please. All
right.
Let us know what happened.
I certainly will. Thanks for having me, though. I appreciate it.
Bye now.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah.
How cool is she?
And I actually live a half a mile from the Connor Creek pumping station.
Why don't you go break the gate down?
And I was out of town for a vacation. I thought I could leave this.
It's also not your job.
Right.
Don't forget this, Karen and Red and Mark and listeners. All the freeways flooded out.
Yeah.
In the 94 corridor going from the Grosse Pointe to Taylor. That's basically all the Wayne County on 94.
Yeah.
Those pumps failed. Those belong to the Michigan Department of Transportation. Another bureaucracy. Why did they fail? So, some back and forth with MDOT. They say it was a power outage. And no, the pumping stations, where all the trucks and cars were all piled up, don't have backup generators. No backup power source.
Why?
That's dumb, Charlie. And I don't have an engineering degree, but come on, that is like we think about having backup power and just support at a house. Like, why would you not? That makes no sense.
What the
None
fuck
of this
is
makes
going on?
And this is the sad part. I've gotten so used to the power going out at my house when it just normally rains that I was quite insulted that my basement flooded and my lights was on.
It was supposed to work that way, was it?
No, it wasn't. I was used to being in the dark and at least having a dry basement. So now we're just switching the shit up. What's going on?
Here's the
the city is passing out cleaning supplies at 2 locations. I saw on Twitter, like you can go get disinfectant and gloves or whatever. So I guess that's kind of like a peace offering to help you clean up your home. But there are also businesses. Not only are they price gouging, there are a lot of businesses that will not service the Detroit proper.
Right.
So they won't even come into Detroit. Even in my neighborhood, there are a lot of businesses that will not service Detroit.
Let me tell you this. On the highways, they said the power went out. So you ask MDOT, do all the pumping stations work on the same line, the same circuit, the same cord, if you will?
Great question, yeah.
They said no. Okay, so
they all went out?
There's not a wire connecting them all.
Yeah.
So how did that many different circuits go out, and why didn't we hear about any mass blackouts on either side of the highway?
So they only went out at the pump stations?
We're not getting real answers here.
So do you think they don't know, or is this a cover your ass situation, in your opinion?
I think it's a cover your ass situation. That's what I'm working off of because I can't get an answer for you. Right? Plus, we know this. We know, remember when I canoed the Rouge?
Yeah.
Okay, we got any of that clip? Yeah. Look, the Rouge is the runoff for the highways. They pump it into the Rouge River, right? Mm-hmm. So when they turned those pumps back on, the river was clogged already. I don't know if we got pictures. You can take a look at.
Did you get a rash on your ass canoeing down the road?
I did. I'll tell you that story. But when I kayaked it, there were like, just in the top half of the Rouge, there were 120 log jams across the whole river, like gigantic
garbage or
dams, trees, garbage,
tires,
condoms, tires, shopping carts, tens of thousands of those single shot.
Oh, airplane liquor,
airplane liquor, like tens of thousands of these things.
Oh man.
What are you talking about? What's an airplane liquor? What is that?
You know, the little bottles of booze, the single shot, the 1 ounce bottle.
Oh, is that what it's called? Okay.
Yeah, like it was such a gauge of like the lack of wealth in the watershed in Detroit because you didn't see fifths.
Yeah.
You didn't. We got any of that tape?
Well, yeah, here you go.
When my ship comes in.
A river on the rebound, but we are a long way away from being able to use it. This is dear. Human sewage and street runoff from the metro area are collected through the same sewer pipes and treated. But when the rains get heavy, like now, untreated feces and motor oil flow into the runoff. It's all fucking clogged. It used to be worse.
Oh, look at that tire.
In 1985, you know the story about the guy who fell into the river and died of leptospirosis, rat fever. Apparently he swallowed some water. 2 weeks later, he was dead. And they said it was leptospirosis, rat fever. There was a big furor. And the Water Resources Commission at that point said, okay, we are going to clean this river up. We're going to make it swimmable and fishable in 20 years, which would be 2005.
Oh, right. I watched that whole piece, and you actually did fall in the river.
I did. Well, first of all, look, it's supposed to be fixed.
Oh, come on. We know they're never going to clean up.
We paid for it. Now people's shit's flooding out. Okay. Yeah. So, yes, that's a sewer.
Did you get rat fever when you fell?
No, but I got the creeping cucarachas in my bunghole. I did. I got this rash, and I mean, it's something. I had to go to the doctor.
Seriously.
And I got the butt cream.
And what did you tell him when you went in?
Let me finish my story. Let me
What happened?
And I was laying in bed one night, and it was bad. I mean, so I ran to the bathroom. It was dark, and I reached in the medicine cabinet to get my bunghole cream, and I took a big wad of it, and I put it right up in there. But I had forgotten that the shelf I put it on with the other ointments, I also had Ben Gay up in that shit.
Oh, wow.
So I had gotten to Ben Gay and put it up my bunghole.
And you liked it, and you were scared of how much you liked it?
Screaming.
Oh,
it burned. It burned. But guess what happened? It fixed it. It cauterized my anus. It did. If you can handle the pain, man, I said just jam some Bengay up your butt.
No, I don't want to do that. I'll just stay away from the Rouge River instead, man.
Right,
safer. Sewer in jean shorts. Yeah.
Maybe we need Ben Gay for all the other issues. Maybe it'll fix that too. We just need to swab the whole city in Ben Gay.
That or Robitussin.
You put some tussin on it.
Oh, okay. Hey, let's see if we can get Bob Carmack on the phone.
Alrighty.
Bob Carmack. As we try that, let me just say that if we get Bob Carmack, he's brought to you by our sponsor, David Hall. And we want to thank David Hall for being a great supporter of all the shows here on the Red Shovel Network. Look, rates are still at historic lows, so call today. Find out how much refi could save you every month, right? Housing market's hot. You need your mortgage. You got to be locked down and be ready to come with it.
Yeah.
They can get it done. That's why they got 4,000 five-star reviews. Just go to davidhallmortgage.com, click the link to get started, or call 248-308-5000. That's 248-308-5000. Make sure.
I was just going to say, I had a 2-minute conversation with him, changed my life.
There you go.
Good.
Worked out good for you, right?
Yes, it did.
They treat you like somebody.
Yes.
Please leave your message for...
There you go.
Bob Carmack.
Try calling him on this. Well, listen, we have a new sponsor here. It's a Medicare guide. Medicare is incredibly complicated. This is for the older audience or those not feeling so well, and you know what I mean. Need a little help with the medical bills. You might be eligible for Medicare. So when the time comes for you to get it, you're going to have a ton of questions. Do I get to keep my doctors? Are my prescriptions covered? How do I avoid late enrollment penalties? Which plan's right for me? You know what I mean? Your situation is unique. You can't rely on generic advice from the internet. You have no idea if it even applies to you. Contact MediGuide at 888-970-24 or 2940. That's 888-970-2940. Or visit them at yourmedicareguide.com and get all your questions answered by a licensed agent over the phone, on Zoom, or even in person if you prefer. You know how you call, you can't get any help? MediGuide's help comes to you at no cost. That's right. They'll answer all of your questions, and you won't pay them a dime. Seriously. Don't go it alone. Let MediGuide be your Medicare guide. Check them out today at yourmedicareguide.com.
And I'm going to tell you, I signed up for some life insurance yesterday, and if it says it's complicated, Medicaid is as complicated as that, you want somebody like them that can guide you through it.
Everything is complicated. Go try opening a new bank account somewhere.
Oh, you ain't lying. They had you in there all day. You better take a lunch with you.
It's like, Jesus Christ.
You know what else is complicating? Matchmaking.
Matchmaking. Speaking of matchmakers, Bob Carmack, are you there, sir?
How you doing, Charlie?
Where are you, bro?
I'm over here by Madness's little condo here.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Just picking up my key. From videoing my airplanes up at the golf club.
Oh, the PGA events in Detroit today. You got some airplanes in the sky.
I do, Charlie.
What do they got, the banners on them? Are you hunting the mayor again?
I'm hunting the mayor. I got 3 banners up there.
What do they say?
Don't vote for Mike. Don't vote for Mike. Little Dick Mike for mayor of Detroit.
Wait, don't vote for Mike. Then what else?
And with Dr. Hassan, Mr. Mayor, you better hurry up and get married before you get indicted, or she can't talk.
Hey, Bob, I got a suggestion for the next time you fly some planes. Put Mayor Doo-Doo and his merry band of shitlets.
Say that one more time.
Well, I'll have him text
we'll text
you.
it to you.
I'll have him text you. So listen, you know it's nice. For those that don't know who you are, you're the guy that has a real estate dispute with the city. You're now charged with felonies. You got 2 ankle bracelets on. You put a tail on the mayor, and it leads back to the doctor, the booty call at midnight, his concubine, leads to his divorce and an investigation how he's pushing public money towards his girlfriend, and you've got it all on tape. So you know what? If it wasn't for you and exposing what he was really doing, these 2 lovebirds never could have gotten married. So I think it's a beautiful thing you did, matchmaking like that.
Well, Charlie, I'm just trying to do the work you were doing. A guy tore my building down, tried to extort me. Then he sent his little puppet, Gabe Leland, tried to extort me also. The situation ain't none of them gone to jail, though.
Yeah, let's get this straight.
Great point, yeah.
So Mike Duggan deletes emails covering the tracks with his girlfriend, his now wife-to-be. Congratulations, you lovebirds. And Gabe Leland is taking cash from you and not reporting it. Gabe Leland's out on probation. Mike Duggan's getting married, and you got 2 ankle bracelets. This
doesn't seem fair, Bob.
Seem fair, Bob.
Hey, man, I'm a federal witness wearing 2 ankle bracelets, right, for almost, a couple of years. Gabe Leland voted on contracts. Probably was eating sushi at Pegasus still, and voted on $1 million contracts. I don't know.
What are the ankle bracelets for, bro?
One's for alcohol and one's for GPS. They keep track of everywhere I go.
I can't take a shower in an ankle bracelet. I mean, I'm like, do you take them off?
It's waterproof. No, they don't come off. Hell, my ankles are green.
Oh, wow.
Bob, I got to tell you, I respect the shit out of you. You've got to be the toughest fucker I know, because I've never met nobody with a matching pair of ankle bracelets.
Hey, let me tell you something. I walked into the Metro store down Southwest. There's a Latin count there, 6'3" with tats. He's a muscular guy. He goes, "Hey, man, let this guy go first. He got 2. Hey, let him go. He's my man. Ain't nobody got 2. He must be important."
What one's for drunk driving? What's the other one for?
The other one is GPS. They want to keep track everywhere I am.
Oh, one's to make sure you're not drinking, and the other one's to make sure you're where you're supposed to be.
Gotcha.
Well, exactly. And the situation is, though, they really watch who I hire as an attorney or who I go hire at anything. It's just a mess.
Bob, I got to ask you, because now that they're getting engaged, when you were tailing the mayor, did you know that this was going on, or was this just a pleasant surprise that you found out?
Hey, it was just a surprise, man. I'll tell you what, it's like, I was just trying to catch him because I knew he didn't live in the city.
How'd you know that?
I knew that from Beryl, who lived down the street from him, and I knew it from the undercover cops that are in the basement of the mansion that watch him, the security detail.
I told you, remember? Look, I was out there for 5 days.
You told me also. I
didn't mean for you to put a tail on the guy. I was just having a conversation. Now look, hey, man.
Let me tell you something.
What?
Hey, whatever it takes to get a dirty dog like this, you got to do what you got to do.
Dude, that dirty dog is flying high, man.
I want to ask you, now that you know he's getting married, are you going to go to the wedding since you're kind of responsible for them being at this point?
Well, I was going to put on one of my airplanes, "Can I be best man?" But shit, they changed my mind about that, I thought, don't vote for Little Dick Mike, but it's a little funnier.
It's actually hilarious.
It's tasteless.
You're okay with that one.
It's tasteless.
That's what makes it funny.
That's right, said the comedian. So did you hear, Bob? Look. Yesterday's news today, the No BS News Hour. What do we find out, right? At the same time we're hearing about the floods and the mayor getting married, here's a quiet little piece of news. $13 million in demolition money is unaccounted for. Contractors are charging for dirt, and there's no receipt. We don't know where the dirt came from, where it is, if it's poisoned. This at the same time when we reported that, the Army Corps of Engineers, the Special Investigator General of the Treasury Department, the Inspector General of Detroit have all found out that poison dirt's been used in Detroit. 13 million might not sound a lot, but it means 4,000 holes.
Wow.
We have no idea. So I
also tend to think that's the tip of the iceberg. I mean, you would think
4,000 out of 15,000, and that's just from May of 17 to the end of 2019.
2 years.
One and a half years.
Yeah, 1.5.
And these motherfuckers, when I left Fox 2, and that's one of the reasons I left, is like they didn't want to keep going. Nobody did anything after I left, so I went to Deadline Detroit and kept doing it. In 2018, when I found out, yes, they were using the highway poison dirt, and I got this lawsuit from Duggan's long-term lawyer and Duggan's chief operating officer for defamation and careless reporting.
Oh, come on.
When I'm like, you couldn't manage a candy store. What happened to that highway dirt? What'd you do with it?
Yeah.
Okay, now that's how fucking afraid they are.
Yeah. Well,
they tried to hush me up. I gave you my job, dude.
That's what the lawsuit's for. It's that they were never going to win that. It's just to
see that motherfucker. That bitch never ran into a buzzsaw like me. Here's why I left Fox 2. I am going to report on Trump. I am going to report on Snyder. I am going to report on Duggan. I am going to report on Gilbert. I am going to report on Illich. I am going to report on Whitmer. And you don't want to do it? Take the fucking job. Because now we got the no bullshit news out. Now you heard what happened to your properties. My friends got poison lots next to their house. My friends got water in their basement, and it does not have to be this way. Here it is. Take this lawsuit, boy, and shove it up your ass. Coming. And guess what I heard?
What?
From the lawyers, from some of these demo companies. The feds were here last week. They're coming hard, and they're coming hot. And if they got to dig up these holes, that's an international scandal. That's worse than what you did to the kids in Flint.
Now, we know he lied, about the relationship.
And he lied about the emails.
And he lied about...
Didn't Kwame go to jail for something connected like that? Kind of.
Well, now we know he lied about the dirt because he was on... He battled with you about that on television.
He did. We were on Let It Rip. When was I on there? 2016. How the feds could let this keep going on. What they announced last week was 17 to 19. But I couldn't get any receipts for 16, 15, 14.
Huh.
Play some clip. You got some?
Can't take the dirt from I-96. We can't take the dirt from the M1 rail. We can't take the dirt from the hockey arena. And that the costs have gone up because of the speed.
Well, let's see the costs.
So you've seen the costs.
Offer a spreadsheet.
You've seen the costs. The costs are in every single bit.
I've just heard this. I can't get a number. I don't see the cost.
That's nonsense, Charlie. You've gotten every single number.
But I think one of the bigger problems too is the bidding process. There is certainly the appearance of some sort of collusion.
Absolutely
not that I'm accusing you of any wrongdoing, but there is the appearance that three big companies were contacted before the bidding process was even open to the smaller contractors in this Detroit.
Absolutely not.
It absolutely is. Wow. Absolutely is. If you want to go to YouTube, the full interview of me and Duggan, because you're not that smart, boy. You're not, and I'm not afraid of you.
Yeah.
Now we're a real news organization.
It's on the Americans YouTube page.
Yes.
Your YouTube page, yeah.
I want to ask Bob a question. After all of this, Bob, what do you see coming in the future for Duggan? Do you think you're going to actually get any justice out of what you went, the situation you had with him?
Well, let me tell you this. A lot of people don't know this. It ain't on the tapes that Charlie got from Monroe County. What Gabe said to me when he got the money, he said, listen, what are you going to ask the administration for now? Gabe was getting that money. He was opening up the door for me to get a piece of property. Bob Beckman from the FBI said, you heard what he said at the end. And I said, yeah. And I said, you go in there. He just looked at me.
Huh. There's a morsel.
That's a fact, and nobody knows that. I just put this on the radio today.
He just looked at you. We'll leave it at that. We'll draw no conclusions, but I know grand juries have been here for a number of years. I know the feds move slow, and I know Mike Duggan's a sharp character.
Yeah.
Right? I know that there was a grand jury on Metro Airport when he was the deputy county executive. I know there's a grand jury when he was the prosecutor. I know that there were kickbacks and fraud committed at the Detroit Medical Center, to which they had to pay $35 million in fines.
Oh, yeah.
I know that. I know it. We just want something here.
So I got to ask the Detroiters, why do we keep voting? Why? I mean, I didn't vote for him at all, but why do y'all keep voting for this guy? He has the resume of a crook.
But this is the thing, though, and then, people will say this in private and people want to talk about it. After the issue surrounding Kwame Kilpatrick, Detroiters allowed themselves to be convinced that all of its issues were the result of failed Black leadership. I mean, that's pretty much what it is. And because of that, we had a transition. And now, you've got a ton of folks that are either employed, engaged, contracted, whether it's first or second generationally so. Mike knows politics. He wrote the book on it. He knows how to navigate the Black community. And that's what's happening.
I go like this.
Peel back all the stuff that looks good and reads well and everybody gets excited about. The facade of the city is very fragile. The reality of its structure is very disappointing.
Detroit been down so long. Look, let me give you an example. America's just in this shitter. Remember 2008? Mm-hmm. Everything collapsed? Mm-hmm. Everybody went up. All the white people got up one day and went, fuck, I'll try the Black guy. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing working. It's so bad in Detroit that Detroit woke up and went, fuck, I'll try the white guy. We don't got anything. We're just, the narrative has been, we're not going to challenge this guy because we've been down so long. We want some good news. Hey, downtown's coming back. We don't want to look at the financing or anything. It's just, it's better than I've ever seen it. Ask no questions.
Better for who, Charlie? Well, and in regard. That's the thing. I'm not saying that, we should have an open and inclusive, city. I welcome people here to live, work, and play. But what about the people who have been here that have held the city together by a very thin thread? It shouldn't be at their expense.
Well, I'd say this. You can't live in the city because you have to look at the neighborhood to give a good gauge of the health of the city. There's too much crime. Yeah. The schools are bad. Look at your houses. Like downtown can't look, folks. Did you use it during COVID? No. Nope. Does it really do anything for you? No. Do we capture any taxes from it?
Nope.
Nope. Do you in the suburbs, does your taxes roll downhill to make up for the stuff that Midtown and downtown's not paying? Yes. We all look Grosse Pointe. You like to think Detroit stops at Alter. The water doesn't.
Show don't.
We're all connected.
Yes.
We are. We got to fucking care about each other and hold these people's feet to the fire.
And it's not about what benefits you in a short term or immediate capacity. You have to think about how this impacts other people. It's not just about you. It's about us.
Right on.
Hey, so Bob, right quick.
Hey, what is this? All of a sudden, Red got his own show. Red like, ask Bob some more questions.
We on this. I didn't want Bob to be
for the signal, motherfucker.
My bad.
Nice show. See with Charlie LeDuff.
I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
No, go ahead, ask Bob.
I just wanted to ask you, Bob, what's in the future for you?
That's
what you got.
Ankles brace so soft, man. Hey, I'm telling you, I've been wearing this stuff for almost 2 years. This is I'm not even gone to court yet. I'm not even plead guilty. They want me to plead guilty. They want me to cop. They want me to, take a deal. They want to give me 2 misdemeanors, not pay no money back, right? And that way I can't sue them. I'm going all the way, baby.
All right, baby.
Shit, I ain't guilty of nothing. Listen, you don't start arresting a guy in the bar, towing my car while he's sitting in the bar and he ain't walked out yet. That's how I got my drunk driving. And the deed says on it it's paid in full.
See, you got him going. See, Red. Follow my lead here.
I'm just going to sit over here and shut up the rest of the show.
Hey, Bob, man, all the best. Good luck, brother.
Hey, give me a suggestion for tomorrow.
Okay.
Mayor Doo-Doo and his merry band of shitlets.
Hey, that ain't no problem. It'll be on there tomorrow.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome. I'll send you the spelling. I'll have Red do it because I don't want any part of this. I'm doing this like a grown-up. Okay. I'm doing it like a grown-up. All right, man. I love you, Bob. Take it easy.
You too, brother. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hey, worst he can do for me is what? Not have me perform some comedy somewhere?
You do live in that city.
Karen, I just want to say it again. Look. This is a federal inspector that says we don't have receipts for $4,000 demolition holes.
Wow.
This is unconscionable.
Yes.
It's going to be an international scandal if they got to start digging up the holes. And the lawyer told me that looks like it was going to be. I can't tell you what the feds are going to do, but this isn't good.
And then do you know what that's going to do for us on a mobility and moving around aspect as Detroiters in Detroit?
You mean with the heavy metal dust particles
Yes.
all over the fucking place? How about the kids here, man? All right, look, going to get out of here. We're going to do, our homage to 9/11 here. Proudly brought to you by the bricklayers and allied craft workers at Local 12 who need skilled bricklayers and caulkers to help build and restore the projects we got going throughout Michigan. Remember, $1.2 trillion is coming over the next number of years for infrastructure. You're going to work and you're going to be paid well, but you need a skill. Where do you get that? You get it with the bricklayers and allied craft workers. Better pay, a real pension plan, fully paid health insurance, and a $2,000 signing bonus, people.
Hey,
Hello,
right.
Don't wait. Get to work. The demand for skilled trowel trades is at an all-time high. To get started, just go to bricklayers.org and click Join BAC.
Beautiful.
And remember, share, share, share. And if you haven't already liked and followed the NBN news page on Facebook, make sure you do that. And on YouTube. Yes, we do. That's why I'm putting it out today.
Oh, see, yeah. We're come the fall, we're going to be great. We're going to have video. We've got a producer that's helping. We got some shit coming.
Trying to grow.
Getting the studio built, right? We're going to go a couple days a week.
We should get, we should get really good internet. Just a thought.
Why stop now, Mark?
True.
Become a thing. Okay, this. Oh, by the way, I love you, Karen.
Love you too,
have a great
Charlie,
weekend.
Mark,
So
and
sorry.
Joey and Red.
Love you too, Karen.
So sorry about you guys' houses. It's just, how much can we take?
But you know what, though, Charlie? I'm thankful because there are people who had it far worse. I say a prayer for them. There are a lot of people that need a lot of help.
We got a part-time producer. I'm trying him out, right? He's in Boston. He's working. His name's Zach. I go, okay, we got to get a hold of the governor, on this flooding problem. 45 minutes. He called the office. He just rang and rang. Not even a voicemail.
And this is during business hours? Normal?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus. I'm not surprised.
Busy
Your
booking
number is
another
blocked,
jet.
Charlie. That's what it is. They know it's you.
Okay, this is called How Time Goes By on West 43rd Street. Joanne Abdu was once a handsome man. His face was wholesome and his gait vigorous until he began working at the parking garage. They call him Jimmy, and Jimmy has been the flag man at the garage on the south side of 43rd Street next to the Hotel Carter for 11 years. He once was so good that admirers who watched him waving his red flag would call out, "Baryshnikov!" and Jimmy would treat them to a pirouette. Eventually, Jimmy's feet went flat and exhaust fumes settled into his pores. He took to drinking from blue paper cups. He is 45, his shoes are old, and he wears no socks. He spends his days in an upholstered chair in front of the garage. He is semi-retired. "I don't like to do the flag," he said the other night, which happened to be Halloween. Jimmy was melancholy and he drank a little more than usual. He said his father, Abdel Salam Abdu, had recently died of an asthma attack in the old country of Morocco. Jimmy needed the drink tonight to filter out the unjustness of life. "I bought him the best doctors and nothing," he said. "I'm so sad." "When did your father die?" asked Ali, a cab driver who drank coffee from a similar blue cup. 40 years ago, Jimmy said. "I remember 8 years ago and you said your father died then." Ali said suspicious. Yes, 5 years ago, Jimmy said. The men come from Casablanca. They are Muslims who drink alcohol. They sin, Ali admitted, the same ways that some Jews eat pork and some Catholics cheat on their wives. "The difference is we do a little bit and people say we are terrorists," Ali said. The night was warm and Jimmy sat in his chair and thought back to Casablanca, where he said he used to drink at Rick's Cafe, the same bar where Humphrey Bogart drank in the movie. He even remembered the address, 45 Jaffa Ben Atia. "What's this?" asked Ali. Forget about it. That's a Hollywood set. The movies have nothing to do with Morocco, and there is no Rick's Cafe. No, Jimmy asked. No, Ali said. Well, I still don't like to do the flag. They have friends in Morocco who, unlike them, studied rather than caroused at university. Those friends are now people in high places. Me? I'm okay with my life, Ali said. Now, Jimmy here, I told Jimmy he could make $20 more doing the flag in Jersey, but he won't go. He kind of likes it here. Yes, I like it, Jimmy said. But why am I having to do the flag? I'm Jimmy.
It's just two New Yorkers busting each other's balls. I love it.
That's two brothers.
I love it.
Two immigrants, two Muslims after 9/11, as American as any of us.
Great story.
I hope you're still around, Jimmy. I love you, New York. I love you, Detroit. I love you, Imlay City. Good night, Warsaw.
Might as well